Hello everyone, this is Brittany with Redeemable Junk, and I'm here today to show you how to make this cute folio. I've recorded this video once and I had a bunch of errors in it, and I had a few people complaining about it, so I decided to re-record it. When you open the folio up, it has a pocket on the inside, and it has a pocket on the top. So it's a tri-folio pocket is what it is, and then it closes like this. So what we're going to start out with, and get this tied, is a 12 by 12 inch sheet of scrapbook paper. I made my folio 7 inches from top to bottom. You're going to want the whole 12 inches. So I'm going to measure this from top to bottom, 7 inches. And I'm going to go cut it, and I'll be right back. Okay, we're going to keep the scrap part of this because we're going to use that for our hinge. Next, what we're going to want to do is get our scoreboard out, or you can just eye it and do it yourself. You don't have to score it. And we're going to score our part that is going to close for our pocket. You have to decide what part you want on the inside before you do this and what part you want on the outside. I decided I wanted this part on the outside, I think. Give me 1 second to think about this because I don't want to cover up those flowers. Okay, I've decided I want this on my inside. So we're going to go ahead and score our line, and I'm going to make it at about 3/8 inch. And we're going to go ahead and fold that now. Now, if you wanted to, you could go ahead and score this into sections. That's not how I do it, though. I find it more difficult to do it that way. I'm not really good at measuring. I'm just going to be honest with you. So what I do is I take my sheet, the part that you scored, you want to go to the back of the paper, to the back. You want this side to flip over, and you kind of want it to make an S. But you want it to all fit evenly. And if you have a little bit hanging off on this side, it's okay because we can always cut that off. Okay, so I found my spot. Now I'm going to score it down. And like I said, so this would be my front. Let me show you. It's going to open up like that. And I have this part with my hinge going to the back. That's going to be my pocket on the top. I'm going to go ahead and get my bone folder. And score this down. And I have a little bit of overhang on my front. So I'm going to go ahead and go trim that now, and I'll be right back. Okay, now what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to put a punch in the center part of it at the very top. I use my circle punch. I'm just going to eyeball it. So now you can see it makes more sense that that's where your pocket is at. I'm going to ink my edge real quick. I'm going to try to make this quicker than the last video and a little bit easier to follow along. Okay. Now what we're going to do is we're going to measure a 7-inch piece of our scrap paper, and we want it 4 inches wide and 7 inches from top to bottom. I'm going to go cut that, and I'll be right back. Okay, now that we've done that, what we're going to do is take our scrap piece that we just cut, and we're going to fold it in half. You need to decide which part you want to show on your front because that's going to be your flap or your hinge. It will go across to the back. So I'm probably going to definitely go with this part. I wish it was a little bit more decorative, but it's not. So it is what it is. Okay, I'm going to go ahead now and cut a little notch in the back part of this. So you're going to decide, this is my front, okay? So we're just going to open and open up like this. And this is going to be my back. We're going to take the back part and just put a little notch in it, okay? Now we're going to glue our pocket down. It's time to glue the pocket down. But before we glue it down, we're going to get some, I got some seam binding, or you could get some sari silk, or whatever you want. And what we're going to do before we glue that down is we're going to glue our seam binding into here so that when it shuts, it holds it into place and it wraps around. So we need to decide how much we need to wrap around. Your back part's going to be longer than your front piece because your front piece is only coming over here. You see what I'm saying? Your back piece has to wrap all the way around. So I'm probably going to cut that much off. I'm just going to eye it. It looks like plenty to me. Okay. Now on this part, you can glue this down or you can sew it. Okay. I'm going to sew mine down. So all you're going to do is you're either going to take your glue, put some glue down, and put your seam binding down, or you're going to go and sew it into here. So I'll be right back. Okay, now that I have that sewn in, I'm going to cut my threads. And then we're going to glue the pocket down. So we're just going to take some glue and we're going to run it down the side, our flap. And we're going to run it down the inside so it's held shut. And we're just going to glue it shut, okay? It's pretty self-explanatory. So now what we have when we open this up is we have our top pocket. Okay, guys, we have our top pocket. We have our seam binding that wraps around. Our last part is to take the scrap piece that I just told you guys to cut and put a notch in, and we're going to glue it down. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to flip it over to the back where the notch is. And I'm just going to run a bead of glue right there. Bead of glue right there. And I'm going to close it. And I wish I would have inked that first. I'm actually going to ink it real quick before it dries. Sorry if the last video was confusing. It's very hard to do these lives, and it's especially hard to do them and try to get people to know you while thinking and crafting. So those that do it know how difficult it can be. It's pretty hard to do. So now, oh no, I must have got glue on that. I messed up a little bit. It's alright. It's a junk journal, right? Everything can be fixed. It's a good thing with the junk journal. I'm going to ink my edges real fast. Make it look roughed up. And I'm going to put a pocket on the inside. Now this is totally optional and you do not have to do this, okay? But I have a piece of my scrap left, and you should also, and it should be the perfect size to make a pocket on the inside. So the perfect way to use every bit of your 12 by 12 paper. And mine has this adorable flower on it. I just can't let it go to waste. So I thought it would look super duper cute right there. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut it. I'm going to eyeball it, and then I'm going to rip the rest of it. So here we go. Wish me luck. I didn't exactly do that how I wanted to do it, but that's okay. It was supposed to go up and down. Yeah, I totally messed that up. Oh, man. It wasn't supposed to go sideways. You know what? I think I'm going to glue that back down together real quick and then tape it on the back. I don't think you'll ever know. Don't tell nobody about this mistake I just made. I'll get criticized. I think it's just part of crafting, right, guys? We all make mistakes. It's just part of the crafting process. I'm going to find some tape real quick and I'll be right back. Okay, I went ahead and tore it before I'm going to tape it how I wanted it, and I have it how I want it. I'm just going to put a piece of tape along the back. Nobody's going to see it. This should give you guys time to get yours cut and how you want it. Okay, so now that's where I want mine at. I think it looks really cute right there, and I like it. I'm going to ink the edges real quick. Then we'll glue it in, and then we got to put an eyelet in it, and we'll be done. I almost forgot about the eyelet. I guess I should write my instructions down on paper, but guess what, guys? I'm not that type of organized person, so you get what you get. I'm not going to do that. I'm a go at the end of my cuff type of girl. Get what you get. Okay, so there's my pocket. So let's see what we have going on here. We have a pocket up here, and then we have a pocket right here. Super duper cute. So now what you're going to want to do is you're just going to want to eyeball. I see where my seam binding is, and I just put a dot right over here. I'm going to go and punch a hole in this and put an eyelet in this. You guys go do the same. Okay, I'm back. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take our sari silk or our seam binding, and you can do it one of two ways. You can run your left piece through the eyelet, or your left piece through the eyelet, or your right piece through the eyelet. I like to take my right piece through the eyelet because if you do it that way, then when you open it and untie it, you don't have to move the ribbon. You see what I'm saying? To open it. If you do it the other way, and you run this through there, in order to open it, you're going to have to remove that ribbon to open it. So try it both ways. See which way you like it better. I just like it this way better. It's easier when somebody is unopening it. And there we have it. It's completely finished. Isn't it cute, guys? Oh yeah, and we have the pocket on the back. So we have a tuck on the top, a pocket in the side, and a tuck on the back. Super duper cute. I hope that you guys enjoy this tutorial, and I hope that you guys try it. If you do, make sure to post it to the page. Thanks, and have a wonderful day.